Alright, so how to make swords and stoneworks real quick. You need this setup. You need a grindstone, an anvil, you need um, enchantment table, all these books, about 15 books. I think I have more, but you just need 15. You need two furnaces. Each furnace needs to have in about 64 sticks. Let me get some sticks. 64 sticks in each furnace. And some chests to put your stuff in. Your diamonds, XP, whatever other stuff you have. So that's what you need. That's the setup you need. In terms of inventory, you obviously need the enchantment bottles, and I can show you how to get these enchantment bottles. You need 2 stacks of glass bottles. You need 2 stacks of lapis, so that you can have a lot of lapis. Preferably a stack of books. 1 stack of sticks. You don't need multiple stacks, and you need 1 stack of diamonds to get started. So make sure you get those things. Now, when it comes to enchanting, right, you want to look for 3 things. You want to look for sharpness 4, sharpness 3, or fire aspect 2. And it would always show up in this area. Sharpness 4 will show up here under the 30 level requirement, or sharpness 3 or F2. Fire aspect 2 could show up here, or sharpness 3 could show up here, but sharpness 4 will never show up here, and nothing shows up here. Whenever you're enchanting, you should always prioritize sharpness 4. So let me go and get the actual thing. I forgot I don't have any. So yeah, you should always prioritize sharpness 4 over sharpness 3, and also prioritize fire aspect 2 over sharpness 3. Alright? So that's how you do it. And I can show you how to do this in a minute. In terms of books, you should always use books to do enchanting, and it's the same system. Books can have any kind of enchant, so you should always look for a sharpness 4 book over a sharpness 3 book, and also a fire aspect 2 book over a sharpness 3 book. Alright? In terms of if you see both a sword and a book, I would prefer for you to get the book over the sword, because sometimes the sword comes with knockback 2, and that can be problematic. Right. When it comes to enchanting, like when you come to enchant, do not make a bunch of swords. That is unwise. Instead, make a sword every time you go to enchant. So if you're going to enchant something, you enchant and then you make another sword. Alright? That's how you should do it. Now when it comes to unbreaking tree, so if you look here, you can see that you got unbreaking tree enchant. Only get unbreaking tree when you actually need it, and you will need unbreaking tree when you have a full sword setup. So if you look here, right, if I were to merge these two, I would get sharpness 4, and if I merge these two, I would also get sharpness 4, and then I would have F2, right? That right there would be a good opportunity to get unbreaking tree. So let me get unbreaking tree real quick. Alright, so it's a good idea to get unbreaking tree, because what will happen now is you can merge out all of these and you will get the max sword setup. Now, if it's a case where you did not have fire aspect 2, right, and you only had these enchants, right, do not get Unbreaking Tree because you don't have F2, so don't get Unbreaking Tree. Only get Unbreaking Tree when you are able to complete the enchantment. Alright? However, you should always get F2. So always get Fire Aspect 2, but don't get this until you have an almost complete enchantment. Alright? Now, after that, I will teach you about rerolling, because rerolling is important. So, if you have a sword, you have all your setup ready, and you go to enchant. However, when you go to, okay, we get F3. So when you go to enchant, you see sharpness 3, then you go and you get your sharpness 3. Right, always check the book to see what it has. It doesn't have anything good, so we can get sharpness 3. Alright, so, right, sharpness 3. Alright, so you put that there. Alright, and you keep enchanting. So me back the sword again. You go here and you check. Alright, you get sharpness 3 again. Check the other one, and then you get back down to 30 levels. If you look down, you can see 30 levels. So you get down to 30 levels again. Shift and left click to do what I'm doing, or you could just do it one by one by left clicking the enchantment table and enchant again. Right. You got a sword again. Oh wow, you got sharpness 3 again. Make sure to check the book. And you're just doing this until you end up not having anything to enchant. Right? So getting extremely lucky today for some reason. So probably start can even merge that right now if you wanted to. Again, you could skip to the point where I have to reroll if you want to. Alright, so I have to reroll. Alright, because look, you don't have anything good here. You don't have any sharpness 4, no fire aspect 2, or no sharpness 3. You don't have it on the book either. So when you're in a situation like this, you have to get your two stacks of glass bottles, you shift and you left click until you get down to about 10 levels. Alright, we get down to 9. And then you check the enchantments. And what you're looking for is what's up here. So you're seeing 4 there. So to reroll, you can collect this enchantment. Alright? Because by collecting this enchantment, you reset the enchantments. So if you look here, you can see this is different from what it was before when it got this this blast protection book. And you can check the books and see that it's different. And you have to keep doing this until you get a proper enchantment on the sword. The reason you just bring down the levels to 7 is to be efficient. If you do it while you're at level 30, you will not be efficient and you're going to be wasting XP. Alright, so you want to do it when you're at the lowest point possible. Alright, so I get sharpness 3, which is what we're looking for. So what I'm going to do now is I can put 64 glass enchantment bottles in here, and also about 50 enchantment bottles. and that is going to carry my XP bar up to 30. So you see it carry me up to 30, and to be even more efficient, you just have to left click the enchantment table and bring it down to the lowest point, and then enchant. Alright? And that will allow you to collect the XP. To collect the enchantment, sorry. Right, and you see here we don't have any proper enchantments, and so obviously you can just reroll. Now lastly, right, sometimes you might get knockback 2, right? You might reroll, you might choose sharpness 4, and when you get the sharpness 4, it got sharpness 4, but then it got knockback 2, right? Same thing can happen for any sword. I will have a designated crate for you to put them in. So it does look like this, it could look like this, like this. So this is how it does look. And specifically, I want you to keep the ones that look like this. However, if you get a Unbreaking Tree knockback 2 sword, grindstone it. Alright, grindstone it. I don't want it, you don't need it. Alright, just grindstone it. However, if you get any of these, if you see sharpness 3, or sharpness, if you see sharpness 3 or sharpness 4 or F2, then keep it. However, if you only see Unbreaking Tree and knockback 2, grindstone it. Alright? And that's really all it is to enchanting. Thanks for watching.